Hello everyone and welcome back to the garden. So today we're going to be taking a look at some classic staple cottage garden plants. So if that's a look that you're trying to achieve in your garden and you want that style, then look no further as we'll be going over some of the absolute best. Now my garden does actually lean more towards prairie planting schemes if you've seen it before, but it's still a cottage at its heart. I live in a cottage in the countryside, so it's very much a cottage garden. And therefore I have a lot of cottage garden plants. So I wanted to share with you some of my absolute favorites that have really thrived in my garden. So if you're new here, definitely consider subscribing, as we'd love to have you as a part of the channel. And let's jump straight into this. Now I have to start things off with an absolute classic, which is English lavender. And it's so beautiful. I mean, it's beloved by pollinators. It's got an amazing scent. You can turn it into lots of great things like soap and all kinds of scents for your house and such. Yeah, it's a wonderful plant, very, very low maintenance, barely ever a need to water either, which is really fantastic. So I'm a huge fan of lavender. I believe this particular one is called Hidcote. It's fairly low growing compared to some other varieties. You can get ones that stick out a bit more, but I prefer this one. I really like the little sort of clump we've got here. It goes really well paired with orange perennials as well. So orange plants and shrubs and perennials will look fantastic with this in my opinion. But yeah, lavender is just one of those absolute classics. I can't imagine a cottage garden without it. But it also works in so many other different settings as well. You could have it in more like a country style garden, you know. There's lots of different scenarios where this will work really well. So I really, really do love lavender. I think it's fantastic. Now, another one is Hydrangea, and this particular one is Hydrangea Annabelle. I also have a bit of a bigger one here behind me. And yeah, hydrangeas are another absolute classic English cottage garden perennial favorite. Now these plants, as you can see, they don't really like the heat very much. They do need a lot of water. They preferably need a position in part shade, or they need to be in full shade. They don't quite thrive as much in full shade, I've found, but they still do really well. But yeah, it's a bit of a tricky one in today's sort of, you know, when we've had a really bad heat wave here in the UK. The hydrangeas have not been doing well, and it doesn't seem like it's going to be improving for them. So yeah, it's kind of a difficult one. You will have to water them a lot, especially as they're establishing, but they are a classic and I couldn't not include them here on this list. Next we have Phlox, which is another beautiful classic cottage garden plant. These are particularly Phlox paniculata, and this variety is Blue Paradise. Yeah, I mean, I love Phlox so much. It's really lovely. It's got a nice scent to it as well. Pollinators seem to really like it a lot. You can do a Chelsea chop on it as well at the end point of May and cut it in half, and it'll come back even better with more flowers. So I think actually these ones over here might be a slightly better example to show you. I mean, just look at that deep bluish purple color. And it's interesting because during the daytime this particular variety actually looks a lot lighter in color. So as the day kind of increases and the sun finally sets, it looks a lot darker in the garden, which I think is a really fantastic quality of this plant, that it can have, you know, such a different look when the sun is on it. And there's so many other great Phlox varieties as well. You do of course get the ones that are a bit more like alpines, and they're really lovely. I love them, but I will admit they do go a bit straggly, and I wouldn't really call them cottagey. I think these paniculata varieties are much more cottagey. They can also get quite a bit bigger than this too. Mine are very young. They were pretty much just planted this year or moved anyways, so they're kind of stunted in growth a bit. But hopefully next year they'll look even better, because yeah, Phlox is really one of those absolute favorite perfect cottage garden plants that I just feel like people have been using for so long now, and for good reason as well. Next we have Nepeta, the catmint, a really, really great perennial. I mean, it's so vigorous. Perfect ground cover, which is really, really lovely. So if you're looking for something to fill out a good amount of space, this will do it. This particular variety is called Walker's Low, which is just my favorite. I love it so much. And it's a great alternative to lavender actually, because Nepeta is the sort of plant that can handle more wetter conditions, you know, waterlogged soil and such, whereas lavender, as we know, needs to be in dry, very poor soil. So if you're looking for something that is an alternative to lavender, kind of gives off the same vibe and colors, but can handle maybe conditions that lavender doesn't like, then I think this is a fantastic choice, honestly. I'm a really, really big fan of Nepeta. I think it might actually be my favorite perennial. It's really hard to say because I always have so many favorites. But yeah, Nepeta is definitely a cottage garden classic. Now, if we head up this pathway, here we've got Erigeron, karvinskianus, which is like these tiny little daisy-like flowers. Again, perfect ground cover. Looks really nice in containers and pots. I've got it spilling out of this old watering can. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Erigeron. I will say it, you know, it can go a bit straggly, a bit messy sometimes when you get lots of dead seed heads on it, but it also does look kind of nice like that. It's not really an easy plant to deadhead, in my opinion. It's not really the sort of plant that you can deadhead super easily, so that might be a bit of a problem, but it does come back every year for me, and you know, continues to look really nice, especially at the start of the year. It's quite an early flowering one actually, so you can get a long time and a lot worth out of this plant. So yeah, definitely a really big fan of Erigeron, especially if you're looking for something that can cover a lot of ground in a quick amount of time. Then I feel like Erigeron really is one of the best. Now, for our next ones, we're going to actually need to head to the front of my house, which I don't think I've ever done in one of these videos. Maybe to show off my vegetable garden. Now, the reason why I don't do that is because it is on the main road, so it's a bit noisy. But we do have a few different ones that I want to show out here, which are absolute classics. For example, we have this rose, which is really beautiful. Roses are another cottage garden classic plant that I really love. I'm going to keep it fairly brief out here because it is quite noisy, but I just wanted to show these ones off. We also have the mallow, which is kind of like a shrubby perennial. It's really nice and beloved by pollinators, likes most conditions. We also have the beautiful hollyhock, which is really nice. I actually grew these ones from seed, and I really like the color of this one, that sort of light kind of yellow color. Further down here we do actually have a pinkish one, which I'm trying to focus on. But yeah, there's lots of varieties of hollyhocks that I do have out here. So yeah, sorry that segment was so brief, but it does get so noisy out there, so it's not really easy to talk out there for a long period of time. That's why I usually film out here in the back garden. And the reason why I have them out the front rather than out the back is because a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them are quite poisonous to cats. So hollyhocks, lupins, foxgloves, all cottage classics, but really poisonous to cats. And since I do let my cats out in the garden with supervision, I just can't really risk it, which is a shame because I love them, but I've got the front garden space to put them out in, so that's what I like to do. And also, the front garden's just a bit of a different vibe. Like I said, it is cottage out here, but it's also prairie, as you can see. So, you know, we've got a different selection of plants. Another one I want to mention, but I've not actually got one in flower right now, which is annoyingly timed, but we do have hardy geraniums. Now, I just cut back all of these actually because I really wanted them to come back and look very nice, and I think they will do. Maybe you can see a slightly bigger variety here. No flowers on them because I did cut them back, but hardy geraniums are another perfect classic cottage garden plant. In fact, I think a lot of people with cottage garden would still call them crane's bill, which I love the name of that. With cottage garden plants, a lot of the time they are referred to with their common name. And you might notice here in these videos, I don't use the common names very much. And the reason for that is, one, I genuinely don't know all of them. I didn't grow up with many of the common names. I've always kind of, as I really got into gardening and learnt more, it's always been the Latin names. Also, you can always search the Latin names and find exactly what you want. Whereas with the common names, you can't always find the specific things. So that's why I use the Latin name, because you can easily Google it and then you can find the plant you want. So I have had a few comments from people asking for the common names. I mean, if you do really want to know a specific one, then I can definitely comment that for you. So leave a comment if that's something you want to know. But yeah, I'm kind of sticking with the Latin names because I do think that makes it a lot easier for people to find what they want via Google and such when they're searching. So yes, those are some of my absolute favorite cottage garden classic plants. There are so many more that I didn't list here, like foxgloves, lupins and such, but I shared some that I've got in my garden that I particularly really like. Let me know some of your favorite cottage garden classics down in the comments section, share your recommendations, and I'll catch you soon for another video.